Sorry, guys, my throat hurts a little bit today, so sorry if my voice is weird. But why do people care so much about outside events? Why do people complain about the weather? Why do people complain about the stage that the world is in right now? Why do they complain about this famous person and what he's doing? Why do people complain when they're in a traffic jam and they just can't get to work on time or something like that? Why do people care so much? First of all, I'm gonna say that I also care. Sometimes it's way less than it used to be in the past. I used to always think about what people think of me, my status. I still think about this stuff, but it's not in the same level as it used to before. I just want to today to kind of give this message, or this stoic message, that you should worry about something you can control, and that is your own decisions, your thoughts, and your actions. That is what you can control. You can control the way you view the outside world, which is uncontrollable. If you're in the traffic jam, maybe put on some music, an audiobook, a YouTube video, and just sit back, enjoy being here, having this car, being grateful for it. Just sit in that car knowing that you can't move the other cars and you can't make them go faster or slower, or you can't do anything about this. You can just sit there and just be present, try to be present, try to be in that moment instead of just complaining about it. I mean, what does it do? It does absolutely nothing. It changes absolutely nothing. And notice this. If you notice other people complaining, would you just ask them, why do they complain if they can't control it? Ask this question and see how they respond. Because I figure out that it's so logical and it's so true about this not being able to control the outside world, is that nobody can just put an argument, like a good argument, against that statement. They just say, well, it's I don't know. That's how they respond, because they don't know the answer. Why do they complain? They don't know themselves. They're probably just doing it subconsciously now, not even thinking about it. Just always complaining, but it adds up in your mind. It adds up to this weak mentality of viewing the world. Anything happens to you, you just complain. And you do nothing about it. No action taken whatsoever. Where action is taken, let's get back to that example of being in a traffic jam. Where action is taken is just accepting your faith, not your faith, but your fate in that car. You can't do anything about the outside, the other cars, the other people. You can just sit there and just appreciate the moment, appreciate the present moment, and just be there. Maybe, I don't know, make a call, do something productive with that time. You have your phone in your hand if it's like a really slow traffic jam, so just do some work. Nowadays we have access to everything through our phones. So just take that opportunity to use the opportunity. And notice when you hang out with people who worry about everything in the outside and nothing in themselves. They may be very political. They may be very they just worry about other stuff, and they have knowledge about that other stuff, but usually it's just like ideology or just opinion, and they can just share that, but they don't add anything like personal about it. Just they're worrying about like one thing happening in one country, and they're saying, oh, I'm spreading awareness. Okay, I guess that maybe to some level it's some kind of an action, but it's still not very significant. It's just putting a statement out there, just showing how much you know about this or this, and I don't get it. While the most important thing is to just look in yourself. Again, I probably said this in the previous video, but this is like the best, not the best thing I've heard from Jordan Peterson, but it's very true. I mean, first clean your room and then go out and change the world. Because many people just put that identity, that mob identity of the outside world, they just put it on themselves, and that's it. That's their identity now. They can't do anything that is individual. They just have no philosophy, so it's very attractive to them to not do any work, not to read any books, just to, oh, this is a problem, people are trying fixing, okay, I'm gonna join them. Or another take, which is still in that mob mentality, in that crowd mentality of the outside world, would be to just be somebody who's going everything against the government, everything against political, and just making up conspiracy theories and something like that. No. If you're watching this channel, you're probably on your some kind of self-improvement path, some kind of purpose, something higher. And something higher is usually that meaning that comes from taking responsibility, creating a goal, creating that purpose, and just striving towards it, and just improving yourself both physically and mentally. And if you're on this path, you shouldn't worry about other worldly problems unless they really affect you. I mean, yeah, it's okay to donate your blood or something like that to people who need it. And if you do that, that's okay, but don't just go on and take some political identity, put it on yourself, and watch news, and then just you always have this information that is doing nothing for you, when you could just grab a book. If you're a man and you're just starting in self-improvement, I really recommend Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius Meditations. Open that book. So much knowledge without this woke mentality, without this propaganda on movies, on TV shows, whatever. It's just true to life advice. You just open, and the first thing you're gonna read is practical already. Life is simple, and you have to make it simple for yourself. If you just you can't worry about everything. Not everything is fixable. You have to understand that. So if not everything is fixable, you should look at what can be fixed and what is worth fixing. You have to separate that information from not useful to useful. And maybe that useful information is to look inside yourself and try to figure out what kind of person you are, how you can improve. Not to just worry about some president, not to just worry about what your friend is wearing, how this Instagram post or how this Instagram creator is having more likes, more views, more money than you. To some degree, that is important, to look at your idols and compare yourself a bit to them. But the most important thing is to compare yourself against yourself, the person you were yesterday. Another Jordan Peterson quote. So don't be that person who worries about everything. Focus on yourself. Read philosophy. Start being productive. Create the purpose. Start learning something. Learn a hobby or learn just a practical skill. Try to build yourself up. You're still in that stage. If you're like me, if you're young, if you're a man, a woman, doesn't matter. You are in this stage of growth. And what I can tell you right now is all the things I'm learning. I'm not saying that this is true for certain. I'm just saying what I learn, and I want to spread this message to everybody, and in that way I learn myself. So in that stage you are growing right now, reaching something, reaching that potential. And what better way to do that is to just work on yourself. That's how you improve. You don't improve if you just go out there on the rallies and take on that group identity. You lose yourself in that. Life is not supposed to be worrying about everything outside, everything that is not in your control. If you want to make some change, okay, do that, but take some action then. Yes, going to that rally would be a good example. Okay, you go to that rally. Okay, you try to get the government to do what you want. Okay, but don't just read about it. Don't just, oh, I'm spreading awareness and stuff like that, you know. Take some action, or take some action on yourself. That is the message with this video. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more weekly self-improvement content. You can follow me on Instagram for daily self-improvement content, and you can text me there if you have any questions. If you want to join Disciples of Life, which is our community Discord for men, you can do that by going into my Patreon down in the description. And you can also, if you don't want to join and just want to support my work, there's also my PayPal down there. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this video again, and stay on your journey, guys.